In 1920, there were over 900,000 black farmers in the United States. During the 1980s, fewer than 45,000 remained. In Texas, the drop has been even more severe. That's why the Texas Department of Agriculture has programs to help black farmers become and remain profitable.
Not because America needs to do them a favor, but because America needs them to do us a favor. It is their creativity. It is their inherent ability to make a contribution that we are dependent on in our society for progress for all.
One of the things that we started talking about back in those days, which became a big topic, is land loss, particularly among African Americans. African Americans were moving away from the farms in droves. African Americans were leaving the land left behind, and in many cases, they were literally losing their land, losing their farm. And so we started going around, and one of the things we started doing some workshops at the county level, talking about estate planning, talk about, holding on to the land, talking about transition planning and making the farm work for you, making it pay for you, understanding the value of the property. If you die without a will, what happens to the property? It becomes heir property. Once it becomes heir property, it becomes very difficult, to get heirs together, to come into agreement. And so that was one of the things, sort of get lost in the shuffle if you don't do that. And so we were bringing other resource people to talk about those things. So, okay, here's how you develop a plan. Here's how you develop a will. What do you want to do?
There were all kinds of schemes that caused people to get in a situation where they lost their land. And then we saw the coming generations were not interested in staying there. They went to the cities to find jobs and things like that. And so the few who held on, who actually worked the land and stayed there, were still facing difficult times, mistreatment by USDA, especially with respect to farm loans, crop loans, crop insurance, things like that. So it was good to be able to be involved in the efforts of those conferences and see these people coming in and talking about their problems and getting information as to what could benefit them in terms of, helping to be a little bit more prosperous.
That was my first big assignment that Hightower gave me. Is he said, I want you to put together a black farmer conference. And I talked to a lot of people, and a lot of the farmers, black farmers in fact, were just, well, I don't know about this. These are old conservative people, right? Whether you're black or whether you're white, if you don't get rain, you can't make a crop. And Hightower was insistent. He says, I want the title to be Improving the Future of Texas Black Farmers. We don't want to rehash the past. We want to talk about how we have helped black farmers to maintain land and to give them an opportunity to produce their crops and sell their crops in a more profitable market, as opposed to having to just do truck stands or farmers markets. We want them to be in the whole of agriculture.
I'll just leave you with this thought. Franklin Roosevelt, when he became president in the midst of what was called the Great Depression. I don't know what was so great about it, but nonetheless, that's what they call it. He brought his staff together and told them something that kind of symbolizes our attitude in the Department of Agriculture today. He brought them in there and he said to his staff, do something. If it works, do it some more. If it doesn't work, do something else. And that's what we're going to do. Thank you very much.